Hey guys, Buffing Game back today being a video. Today we're covering all G36 builds here in Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. Gonna go through all the G36 builds. We did a similar video for Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2019. And then unfortunately there was no G36 in Modern Warfare 2. So here we go with G36 builds. Let's go ahead and back out and we'll go through all of these. So the first one you see here, this is gonna be the G36C for short. So everyone remembers this from the original Modern Warfare 4. Or COD 4. So for this one, we're going to want the short barrel, the X cross barrel. I believe it's a 8.5 or a 9-inch barrel in real life. So this is going to give us the shortest barrel here. We're going to have sprint to fire speed, aim walking steadiness, and movement speed, with the cons being bullet velocity. But again, shortest barrel. And then again, we're using the base Heckler 556 for this particular build. So this is the assault rifle version, the Heckler 556. So you're just going to start with the base barrel, you're going to throw on that short barrel, and that gives you the G36C. Now, optic is personal preference. I'm going to run the hybrid sight here, the EOTech with the magnifier. For the butt stock, the real life stock option here that they have, I really don't like the way this one looks, and it's semi-accurate but not accurate to the real life stocks. So I've elected, you can either go with the Heckler 26 factory, or you can go with the Ignis F43. Those are two really good options. The other ones, I don't know what, you have a SCAR stock here, which appears to be way too small for the weapon for some reason. So either of these in an MG5 stock and then a no stock instead of a folding stock, which the weapon does. So again, weird development choice option. Instead of just having a folding stock option, they just remove it entirely. But the two stocks are the Ignis F43 and the Heckler 26 that you would want. Then we're going to go ahead and run the OpX 9 grip or the Magpul Vertical 4 grip, and a Knight's Armament suppressor, the Silent Fire XG6. So this would give you the G36C, C being short in the German designation for the weapon. So G36C here, very nice looking build. We're running just clay camo on there. Next one, we have an MG36. So for this one, this is kind of an interesting one. You have two different barrel lengths here. You're really going to want either the HGL 92, which comes with a bipod. You could go with some of these other longer barrels also. Any of the barrels are kind of, except for the factory barrel, but the other ones all appear to be the same length. You just have different handguard and stats, but the Heckler 26, this one comes with the bipod on it. So we'll go ahead and do that. Gonna go with the 1 milliwatt PEC. Gonna go with the hammer optic here. So using the LMG, we have the 3.5 or the 4.3 and the top mounted Delta. And then the base stock here works because the MG36 here, or the Heckler 26, which is the LMG variant of the weapon that we're building here at base, doesn't really have any of the correct butt stocks. So the base one is good. That's the one that we just had with the G36C. And those are all the attachments. The other ones you can kind of go ahead and pick what you want. They used to make it so you can see with the bipod on there, you can still use some hand grips or some grips here, which is pretty cool. You can use even some vertical grips, which is pretty neat. And then when you get to some of these other ones, I think, unless they changed it, so let's see. We'll test this in the firing range. But that's our MG36 with the bipod. Very nice looking build there. MG36. So the difference here is we use the Heckler 26 here for this build, the MG36. This is the light machine gun variant to build the MG36, which is the light machine gun. And then the Heckler 556 was the AR variant to build the G36C. So let's go ahead and just take these into the firing range. Let's hope that grip stayed on the MG36. But here's our G36C. So, a really nice weapon. They did give it a lot of buffs since the launch of the game, where it was really bad. I think they even increased the fire rate a little bit, but it's a nice gun, especially the short here. I hit a lot of good games of this in Warzone 1. Here we go, the MG36. So they did fix it. So you can use grips with the bipod barrel, which is really nice. I personally prefer the MG36 because you have a correct rate of fire for the weapon versus the slower rate of fire for the Heckler 556 that we just used. So you'll see the difference in the rate of fire. This is the correct rate of fire. You're around 850 to 900 rounds per minute with a G36. And again, here we have the grip and the bipod, so we can mount and we get the stat boost from the grip. So I had some really nice games with the MG36 here. Building it at base, we'll show some of those. It's much more accurate and has a better rate of fire. So there's really no reason not to use this gun over the Heckler 556 in my mind. So really clean gun. Let's go ahead and back out. So it's the G36C and the MG36. Next, we're gonna look at some 2KA4 variants. So using the Heckler 556, the assault rifle version, we're gonna build the G36KA4. So K meaning Kurs for short. So it's not. Excuse me, I said the G36C, that's compact, or excuse me, that is short. K is compact, I believe it is. So, or carbine, one of those two. Compact or carbine is what the K stands for. So, this one is going to be a 11.5 or a 12-inch barrel in real life. So, we're going to want that Banner 80 light. That goes from the base G36, G36C, with the 8.9 barrel to what appears to be an 11.5 to 12-inch barrel with the Banner 80 light barrel. So that's the one we want. You have quad pick rails on there. 1 milliwatt PEC for the PEC 15 on that right-hand Picatinny rail. Then we're going to run the SZ Vortex 90 for the flip magnifier. Just, again, aesthetic purposes. No right or wrong for the optic. Same type of buttstock option we talked about. Either the F43 or the Heckler 556. So we're going to run the F43 for this one. And then we're going to run the precision, Loco precision grip yet again. So this is our G36K A4. So K is short and C was compact, or I'm confusing those. I can't remember off the top of my head, but I think this is compact and the C was short in the German designations for the weapon. But here's the G36K A4. Now another G36K A4, or K at least, would be from the Heckler 26. So going back to the light machine gun version of the weapon, the base barrel is very similar length to the K version of the weapon. You can see the other ones that we already looked at are longer. Your base barrel on that Heckler 26 is the shortest barrel that you have, which comes in line with around that 12-inch barrel for the G36K. So we're just going to run a suppressor on there. Any suppressor works. The Scratch 20L is what we're going to be running here. Going to run a Bruin Warrior grip on this. 40-round mag to get rid of the base 60 and the 100 rounds, so we'll just run it more like an assault rifle or a carbine. 1 milliwatt PEC, and then we're going to run that integral optic for the G36. Right there, the integrated optic. So we'll go ahead and run that, and this is our other version of the G36K. And you have the correct carrying handle for the most part, the way they did them. But we'll go ahead and jump into the firing range with these ones. Both G36Ks. One is an A4, one is still kind of it's a K. I'm not sure which designation. It could be a A3 or an A4 just without pick rails. Honestly, just a different handguard is really the only difference. So here's the K A4. Now you can see the recoil on this. It's just very... This is the Heckler 556, so the assault rifle version. I mean, it's a slower rate of fire, but I've always felt it's harder to control. So with the Heckler 26, this is the LMG version. Again, this is a G36K, just using the LMG version. Yeah, base. Now, I don't have this magnified optic, but again, it's so much easier to control, and you have a faster rate of fire, and we're running a 40-round mag, so you're getting more ammunition, or you can just keep the 60-round ammunition and get more shots on target also. So both G36Ks, like I said, I prefer the Heckler 26 version because you have a faster rate of fire, larger magazine. It just makes more sense. But you can see those barrel lengths are going to be roughly the same. They're both G36Ks. Now, lobby timeout, of course, what would a Modern Warfare 3 video be without the lobby timeout, even though we're clearly doing stuff in the lobby, but that's okay. They're not going to fix it. Hopefully, Black Ops 6 with Treyarch will recognize that. Going into the next one here, we have one final build. For the most part, I'll show you some other ones quick as well on the fly. We have the HK SL8. So this is the marksman / sniper version, really the designated marksman, DMR version of the G36 platform. So what we're going to run here is the DM56, is the marksman rifle version of this. And then, for whatever reason, it's not showing the weapon outside of this. So we'll just have to go with it like this. So the Harbinger 20 suppressor, D20 suppressor, is that wrap suppressor from Modern Warfare 2. The base barrel gives you the correct barrel for the SL8. It should be a 20-inch barrel. The 1 milliwatt PEC on that right-hand pick rail. Gonna run the SZ heat source just because it looks pretty awesome. And then the hard stance bipod on there. So you can throw in another one attachment if you wanted. Now, really quick, there's also a G36E for export that you could use. So if I select the Heckler 556 here, there's a couple options. So you can either use kind of this base, the base barrel would work. I think it would be the base barrel or the long barrel. Pretty much any of these ones. The G36E for export, so it would really be this one, this barrel length here. You could just build the G36 as you would. So that's the only difference. The E is the export version. There's really no difference. It's the same barrel length as the MG36. So you could build it from the Heckler 556 with the base barrel or some of the longer barrels based on the version, or really the Cargo 6. And you can do the same with the MG36. So I'll just throw that out there in case you guys wanted to. You know what? Actually, let's just build it so you guys can see, because this really is a base G36. So the base G36, again, will just go with the integral sight. Unfortunately, they didn't give us the 3 times this time around. They did in Modern Warfare 2019. So again, base barrel, or you could run it with this longer one here as well, which isn't actually any longer. So it's actually the same length. So either of these are fine. They just have different handguard differences. We'll go ahead and run the 1 milliwatt PEC, which I wish they put it on the top pick rail there, and they didn't. And you can run kind of any setup you want. So that's our G36 or our expert version. And again, you can do the same thing with the Heckler 26 if you wanted to build it. So first off, the SL8, the marksman version of the G36 platform. And we have the bipod, so we could take advantage of that if we wanted. So, very accurate gun, 20 round mag at base. Very fast rate of fire too. See how fast we can fire it up. So, you can get shots pretty quick with this. Pretty much as fast as you can pull the trigger. And here's our G36 or the G36 export. Again, using the Heckler 556, you can make the same gun with the Heckler 26, which is the same one I showed with the different cases. Again, I think the Heckler 26 has a better recoil pattern than the Heckler 556. I've always had trouble with this one. So those are all of the G36 versions here. We had the G36 or the G36E for export. The H&K SL8, the marksman rifle. We had the G36K A4, G36K, and then we had the G36C and the MG36. So let me know your thoughts down below. Which one was your favorite one of the G36 builds? So let me know if I missed anything. Till next time, this is Buffering Gaming with all G36 builds for Modern Warfare 3. Buffering Gaming, out.